Is it true that this is your first theatrical appearance?
Yeah, it is my first time ever being on the stage theater-wise. So a whole different experience, but I'm enjoying every minute of it. It's a lot of fun.
What's the difference?
Well, I would say when I'm doing a show, normally it's just whatever comes to me naturally in the way I feel at that particular moment. The honesty of me.
Yeah.
Not that this isn't honest, but it's kind of pre-program of where I can move, how far I can move, how long I can hold a song, certain, because there's certain cues and things for different musicians and singers. So, so it was a bit of a learning curve. It was a de-learning curve. Kind of say that. I had to de-learn myself to make sure that I could fit into what I was doing. So.
Well, it certainly seems natural. It seems like you.
Well, it's blues, and for me, I live and breathe blues. It's just making sure that what I'm doing fits into the time frame, the movements, the lights, the markers, and everything that so that the show actually flows as the directors want it to flow.
So for people who may be coming to see the show, what is this show about?
This show, to me, my personal thing is a good history of the blues. Not even just blues. They say it ain't nothing but the blues, and it is a blues show, but it's a history of, I think, American history, African history, for its people, music, movement, and instruments. And so if you don't know anything about the blues at all, I would say this would be a very good Blues 101 course to get you started, to make you feel whether you want to continue on with your education in the blues, or if you had enough. But I think it's a good introduction, a good way to get your feet wet.
Yeah. You know what I thought was really interesting, especially on some of your songs, especially like Hoochie Coochie Man, for instance.
Yes.
Okay. There are so many songs in this show that, in this context, you listen to with new ears. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because something like in your own band, you might not ever do Hoochie Coochie Man because it's been done by millions of people, zillions of times.
Yeah, kind of like Mustang Sally. It's one of the things.
Yes.
Even though I love the song, I wouldn't do it because you can hear it at any corner street.
So what does that mean for you when you have to bring this song out again?
Well, the thing about it is, if you listen to the version of the song we're doing here, it's changed a little bit to fit the parameters of the script. So that, and with some of the theatrics that they actually, again, because this is theater, some of the theatrics that we're throwing into the song actually give the song, for me, new life and a new depth and brevity. So, I was able to embrace it, but at the same time be true to the song. So it gave me just new breath. It's a new breath of the song. That's what I would say.
Yeah, and how many? I mean, I've heard that song for 30, 35, 40 years, and I've heard it like 80 million times. And I'm going like, yeah, I never heard it that way before.
Well, music is no different than a book, scripture, anything. It is totally, to me, on the person that reading it or singing it or living it, their interpretation of it. And since even if you're a twin, you still have your own life, if you're able to bring yourself to something, it's going to be a little bit different, hopefully. I've always maintained that doing shows, I'm not a jukebox. So I'm not trying to, it's not 1910, it's not 1811. I understand, appreciate, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those bluesmen. But at the same time, sometimes I believe I have a responsibility to make sure that I'm doing the music to the point where I'm keeping it true to them, but also that the new audience will grab a hold to it and want to dive in deeper into that music. So that's my little synopsis and thought of the whole process.
Yeah. So this must be interesting for you then, doing the same show every night, but also not having to pack up and get to the next town.
I've told them, I've been saying that the whole time, because I think everybody else that's on the show, they're full-time theatrical folk. I mean, they may do a little few shows on the side, but I mean, this is what I do 24/7. And I said, it is so great to be able to bring my suitcase and actually unpack my suitcase and actually put clothes in the bureau and the chest of drawers, knowing that I'm gonna be here for 2 months. And I don't think that they get it. I think it kind of lost on them. I said, me, it's usually that I fly in on a Thursday night, I get up Friday, go do a sound check, I play Friday night, and then Saturday I'm either on a bus or they're flying me somewhere else. So you live out of a suitcase. So yeah, this is great.
Well, at least you're not driving your own bus like Albert King used to.
Yeah, I was doing that for a while till the prices went ridiculous. Yeah, I have a nice 42-foot Vogue.
Really?
And it's down parked at my buddy's house in Joshua Tree because it's a 100-gallon diesel tank. So you do the math.
Yeah. So, how the Manish Boys coming?
Yeah, I'm really digging the Manish Boys. Randy Sharkoff, God bless his soul, has given me a great opportunity. I've been playing a lot of shows, but it's nice. I say this: it's nice to be able to walk into a bigger stage now, to a wider audience, and I'm still me, which is great because he's allowed me to be me. He didn't want me to change anything. I'm just kind of like with the play. Molding myself in to be with the Manish Boys, but being me, and instead of front of 500 people, sometimes there's 60 or 70,000. So it's a great feeling. I feel like I'm on cloud nine. The last 18 months for me has been just like heaven.
Wow. It was awful nice to see two Portland guys in the band.
Oh, it was very nice.
Frank Goldwasser and Jimmy Bott.
Oh yeah. And Jimmy, while I'm here, hopefully I'm gonna get to go over and play with him a couple times. I know that they had one show they just did with James Harmon, and I really wanted to go, but we were doing tech, which was 12 and 13-hour days, and by the time I got done, it was over with. But yeah, you're talking about a great drummer, man. Jimmy Bott is just, and Frank, Paris Slim, my God. Have you heard the guy play the slide? Frank is good, and he can sing.
Yeah.
And he can sing.
And you're coming back for the Blues Festival, right?
I will be back with the Manish Boys from the 4th through the 8th of July for the Waterfront Blues Festival. I know that we're doing the main stage on Friday nights with the Manish Boys, and then I've been blessed that on Saturday night I'm on the main stage again with a 45-minute set of some of my own stuff, and then we're also going to do the Blues Cruise and a couple little bit of shows around while we're here, and then we leave the 9th for Beirut, Lebanon. So
wow,
yeah, that one's got me a little freaked out, but it should be fun.